Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines here. We got James Wallace, SEC has a defector, and there's a new push to ban crypto, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not over. We got to fight. And I tell you what else, we got Ripple and the U.S. Faster Payments Council and Pat Thielen in Ripple, and we got Brad Garlinghouse talking about Elizabeth Warren has it wrong when it comes to crypto, and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, it is, let's see here, 1 second, $2.03 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off by 3.6% in the last 24. 51,000 slightly over for Bitcoin, 2,800 plus for Ethereum, 97.9 billion plus for Tether market cap. XRP is 53 cents, 4.3 off in the 24-hour, up 0.3 on the 7-day. Careful what we call progress out here, ladies and gentlemen. We know we're at the bottom range, ranging between 53 and 56 cents. We'll keep an eye on it. But I want to tell you right now, Miles Franklin has some incredible specials on physical metals, precious metals. Get some gold, silver, platinum, palladium. It's all right here. Bars, coins, you name it. They got it. And they have it at the best prices. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is email them at it's info@milesfranklin.com and put dig gold in the subject box. That's all you have to do. And everything else will fall right into place. And we know that this is an incredible moment to own some precious metals. No question about it. Shout out to Andy. We'll have him on the show soon. And watch out. We got some news coming for that. But until then, we got Perry Ann Boring from the Chamber of Digital Commerce here. She says, hi, friends. Big things are happening behind the scenes in D.C. Let's find out what they are, because Senator Sherrod Brown today is out to stop crypto, and we have to stop him and Elizabeth Warren. Take a listen.
Hey, it's Perry Ann. I just wanted to give a quick update on what's going on. According to our sources on the ground on Capitol Hill, Senator Sherrod Brown may bring Elizabeth Warren's bill forward for a markup in committee. Sherrod Brown is the chairman of the Senate Banking Committee. A bill first has to pass through committee before it can be voted on the Senate floor. So this is a critical step in the legislative process. We have sent a letter to Sherrod Brown. We made that public today, urging him to not bring S2669 forward for consideration. This bill is not worthy of consideration. This bill has been promoted by Elizabeth Warren under false pretenses, and a lot of members who were signed on to this bill were misled about its implications, about what it does, and why it's even needed. You can support our efforts by signing our petition. Sign it today and let Congress know it is not acceptable to put such draconian measures on Bitcoin and blockchain technology in America.
You can go to Stop the Crypto Ban and sign and be a part of that. You can also join the fight and help support the Chamber of Digital Commerce at the Future of Digital Assets Benefit Dinner, where you can have a private dinner and witness a fireside chat that'll be privately held, and some other things I think that are going to be happening I can't even mention right now. You could have that private dinner and one-on-one with Brad Garlinghouse, John Deaton, Michael Arrington, the Honorable Chris Giancarlo, Eleanor Terrett, and many others. I'm going to be there. Digital asset investors going to be there. You're going to want to be at this thing. This is going to be a remarkable moment. And I tell you, if you haven't had the opportunity to meet Brad personally, it is not something you will forget anytime soon. This is a salt of the earth guy, very down to earth. He's super, super cool, super genuine, and you're going to love what he's got to say. I'm sure of that. And I don't even know what it is, but I'm telling you right now, any chance you get a time to sit down and hear him speak, I know you're going to want to do it. Make sure you get your ticket for that before that's too late as well. This is the bill that's in question here. Eleanor Terrett shares the fight as we do. Rumblings on the Hill suggest that Ohio's Senator Sherrod Brown is preparing to push the bill that was mentioned, 2669, Senator Warren's anti-crypto bill, forward toward a committee for markup and a vote. That's how big and dangerous this can get. You know, you can't overstate how important this is that we all align and do the things that we need to do to make our message and voice be heard on Capitol Hill. We can't just complain on social media. We have to organize, and we have to let people like Perry Ann and the Chamber of Digital Commerce do what they need to. And the best way to do that is to support them through the Stop Crypto Ban site and donate there, or join that dinner, or both. That's the best thing to do. And we see inside the SEC, there's a defector. Layden Stewart, the SEC's crypto unit leader, has left the SEC and joined a private pro-crypto law firm, White & Case. Could White & Case be the firm to take Gary Gensler and end this charade once and for all? Stewart says crypto is here to stay. Well, you know what? Welcome to the good side of the fight, Stewart. We're glad to have you here. Let's see what happens from here. No question. And we covered this yesterday as a reminder here. Anthony Welfare shares that in a recent trip to the country of Georgia with the CBDC team, our VP James Wallace spoke to Georgian national TV on why the Ripple technology was chosen for the digital lari project, what the pilot will look at, and how the focus is on use cases for the country. And speaking to the use cases, because we played all of this yesterday, offline payments, tokenization, and tokenization and digital bonds were the conversation and the pilots happening there in that country. And that is super exciting to find out. Then there's more to find out coming back here home in the U.S. here. It's an update from Ripple. Ripple and the U.S. Faster Payments Council teamed up in 2023 for a global survey unveiling key insights into blockchain payment adoption. Let's explore 4 key observations. Blockchain and payments isn't just buzz. It's unlocking real value. Our survey found that 77% of leaders see blockchain as a beneficial for customers. Plus, benefits like transparency and cost savings are on the rise. 3, use cases for blockchain payments are diverse, but interest varies. From domestic business to business, B2B applications to cross-border transactions. Leaders are exploring different avenues. Discover which use cases are gaining traction in our survey. Despite the enthusiasm, concerns around blockchain payments still exist. Regulatory clarity, price volatility, and industry adoption are top worries. However, legislative progress and growing acceptance signal a maturing market. Efficiency and sustainability matter as blockchain technology evolves, so do considerations for energy consumption and environmental impact. Our survey highlights a strong focus on environmental impact and the importance of energy-efficient blockchain protocols. It is clear that blockchain payments offer a promising future for further explore the potential and opportunity in the report there. So there you have that. Now, this is a reminder about that U.S. Faster Payments Council and Ripple relationship. Pat Thielen, the VP of Global Account Management, is in the Faster Payments Council Board of Advisory Group. You know, the same group that everybody said that Ripple has been failing. Remember that? Do you remember that? I remember that. I remember that group of people that came out here, and they're still doing it today. They're saying that Ripple failed, but for some reason, Ripple is on the board of the Faster Payments Council, but yet people are still declaring that they have not been successful. I don't get it. I think Ashley Prosper says it quite well right here. Now, why would the U.S. Faster Payments Council want to team up with a useless old failing Ripple? Exactly. If this is what failing looks like, I want to be a failure too. And you know what? Sign me up, Ashley, because I want to be a failure also, right? Because this is the kind of failing I like to see, if this is what failing is, ladies and gentlemen. I got news for you. The people that are speaking this way about Ripple, I encourage you to know this. They're either a malcontent or they're just stupid. And I'm sorry, but these are the choices that are left. I'm not going to say which one it is. I'm kind enough to let those people say which one it is. I think they're better to speak to it than I, right? But that's where we are on this day. And I'll tell you where else we are. We're here to listen to the rest of this incredible interview with Brad Garlinghouse, starting right here, ladies and gentlemen, and he throws John Deaton's name out there. Watch out, Elizabeth Warren, because you got it wrong, and Brad Garlinghouse says so.
About where else Ripple is leaning in. You've recently acquired standard custody. What is that going to do for your company?
Well, look, we think there's some basic building blocks around crypto that are important to make crypto successful. Custody is an important part of that. For institutions to be able to custody both their own as well as their customers' digital assets, we think is very important. We've made 2 acquisitions over the last year in this space. One was a company in Switzerland, and then more recently, the Standard Custody. Standard Custody in particular has a trust license here in New York, which also makes it very valuable. Everything we have done at Ripple is compliant first. And I think this year, 2024, with FTX behind us, with some of the Binance dynamics largely behind us, I think has to be a compliant first mindset for all of the crypto industry.
How far can your foray into custody really go? You think about what's happening with Coinbase and its role in custody when it comes to these ETFs. How do you envision your role in custody expanding over time?
Well, look, it's a pretty fragmented market today. Coinbase is a player. You have I don't know, 5 or 10 players that have small pieces of market share. We already have signed up with Ripple's custody solution, HSBC. We have BBVA, a leading partner of ours called Zodia. So, we feel very good about the momentum we have to kind of the larger banking infrastructure. But we also intend to compete at a more regional financial institutions, as well as with some corporates who are starting to look at custodying their own crypto also.
Brad, as we have this conversation with you, Nikki Haley, the Republican presidential candidate, is giving a state of the race speech in South Carolina with that primary just days away. She says she's not going anywhere. She has no plans to quit the race. But just a few weeks ago on this show, Tim Draper, of course, a pretty prominent Bitcoin investor, was talking about what kind of president she could be, what she could do for innovation like digital assets. And I just wonder, as Ripple is looking ahead to 2024, how consequential do you think ultimately who's in the White House, what the composition of Congress could look like as well down the ballot will be in deciding the future of digital assets? Is there anyone you would support?
Well, look, at the most macro level, I think it's incredibly important that the U.S. regain a leadership position around crypto regulation. We are a laggard. We are behind other major countries like the UK. I mean, the European Union as a 27-country membership is ahead of us. They've gotten 27 countries to agree to things that we as one country can't get our arms around. So I think it's very important. Over 20% of the U.S. population already has direct or indirect exposure to crypto, and so it only makes sense that it's an issue. As you probably know, Ripple, Andreessen Horowitz, and Coinbase put together a super PAC, and we've each put $25 million behind it to support candidates that are pro-crypto and pro-constructive regulation and engagement, really being pro-innovation but protecting consumers at the same time. I think that for a lot of politicians, crypto has become a soundbite where they don't really understand how crypto works, and they say things that actually don't even back up with facts. So, I do think it's a campaign issue. Ripple has leaned into that. I personally, my donations are bipartisan, but certainly pro-crypto, and that'll continue to be the case. I'll even highlight just today, John Deaton, a very prominent pro-crypto guy, announced he's running against Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to continue to see that. Correct.
Go Brad Garlinghouse right there. Yeah, you know that's right. Throwing one in the ring for old Deaton. Yes.
So with that said, also
Awesome.
We know that Elizabeth Warren is trying to make the crypto industries a regulation around AML
This
laws
is great.
and
Listen to
KYC laws more akin to that of banking. Is this something a lot of the crypto industry has been very upset about? Is this something you're actively fighting?
Oh, no. On the contrary. I would actually argue that Elizabeth Warren has it wrong. If you sign up on Coinbase, you have to get KYC, know your customer. You have to go through a verification process of providing your licenses, and they do that verification. And as I said before, the vast, vast, vast majority of people who are in the crypto industry are good actors who want to play by the rules. We need to know what those rules are sometimes. But the KYC and AML are not rules that are confusing, and I find that the vast majority of the industry players are already leaning into that. I think Elizabeth Warren wants us to believe that those are things that somehow crypto is circumventing, but that's not the real world.
All right.
And there you have it. And it's not the real world. And she's got to go, right? Think about this for a moment. XRP Las Vegas is going to have its first senatorial candidate on stage. And he's representing the Massachusetts people. He's representing the XRP community. He's representing so many different things. And listen, we're not betting on somebody we don't know. We're betting on somebody we know is a real leader, a born leader, right? This is super, super exciting to me. And I tell you, to understand and think about what he's talking about when it comes to Ripple custody. What did he say? He said in there also, not only just big banks, but we're talking about regional banks and corporates now are leaning in. And that really requires an amazing crypto custody solution from qualified custodians like Medico and Standard Custody and Trust Company. I tell you, this is super exciting to me, seeing all of this take shape. There's no question about it. It really is. So Elizabeth Warren does have it wrong, but that's okay. John Deaton's got it right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the Freedom Zone, not financial advice from me or anyone else. And what we're going to find out is just about world leaders, how crooked, how slimy they are. Oh, you're going to get a great example of that, and you're going to get it right now. Join us at digitalperspectives.com at Freedom Zone right here. Come on in. All right.